Everybody, welcome to another video, and in this video for the I Code This challenge, I coded this. Well, it doesn't, let's just actually look at how big it is, but okay, so it doesn't look like this technically, but it kind of looks like this. So there is something a bit different about this one though. It's coded using React. Alright, so it doesn't actually do much because this is like my first real forte or entry into React, if you want to call it. But this is how it looks like. Okay, so let's get down to business. Let me show you how the code works. I'm actually sure. So then I'll tell you guys the news. Okay, so I played around with React professionally a bit, and I've played around with it just like on a fun level for a while. But because of work, I have to start using React more and more on a professional level. So to help me prepare, I've started like building up small projects using React, and like I Code This challenges are the perfect tool to learn how to do this, because like you can start like building up these small projects, and it teaches you stuff like components, routing, like the basics of React. And if you know JavaScript, HTML, CSS, or if you know programming in general, it's not really that hard. So, okay, so let me actually show you guys how it works. So it's basically a very simple program, basically. The way React works is, let me show you. So we have our src file, and then in our src we have we have our main directory app, and then we have our src file. Unfortunately, I forgot how to speak English today, but I digress. Okay. So, and in here we have our CSS, you want to call it. You can name the CSS or any of these components any way you want. But anyways, so the way it works is we have our main, think of React components and think of React in general as like Legos that you put together, and they use JavaScript. So it's a bit weird because it's like HTML and CSS inside of JavaScript. So the way it works is, like I said, like we have our main component, main body, whatever you want to call it. And in our main body, we have our main React elements like that I created. You can create as many elements as you want or as little as you want, basically. Sorry, actually, the main file is this one. The main file is actually this one, because this is where we've imported the React thing, and in here we have our the main component that I created. And the way it works, yes, as I was saying, I've created like a Lego component section. So here I've created, if you're wondering, like this one is called the HTML text, and the component for that is in here. Again, so as you can see, it's just normal HTML wrapped inside of JavaScript. Again, and with JavaScript, remember, function, like how to create a function in JavaScript, it's like a function that's being exported. So that's the basic idea of React. And it took me a really long time to actually understand this concept. But once I did, React sort of kind of clicked into place, you can say. Okay, so moving on. And I also have a warning text here. Again, it's just, it's just here. Again, it's just normal HTML and CSS inside like a JavaScript function, you can say, and it's being imported here. Yeah, so that's how it works. For forms, I didn't really get too far into this challenge because, again, it's just something to help you get started, so you can make it as simple or as complex as you like. But again, like what I said, I basically created like a simple form, and I've used like the max length. So in theory, it should just have one thing, but it doesn't seem to be working. But anyways, so that's the basic gist of React. Feel free to watch this video a few more times just to get the idea. And the way it works also is it's like you can add normal JavaScript. As you can see here, guys, this is the main idea. A couple of important tips and tricks that I have noticed for React. The first one is your like the way you name stuff on React has to be has to be consistent, because React is case sensitive. So every component has to be very case sensitive. Don't add .js at the end. Like for example, this is we're calling a file, so you don't need to call a .js at the end. But again, like I said, make sure that, like for example, I created a component called warning text. Again, and here I have warning text.js, and like when I'm calling, they all have to be like consistent. Otherwise, you get some weird error that can drive you nuts. So I'll stop the video here, and then next week I'll give another React video. But thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. Yeah, and